You know, I'm gonna make another video. This guy CJ over at the carriage house on Mason Street in Greenwich there, Classic Auto of Greenwich. You know, someone sabotaged this car May 12th. I didn't know. I went to the gas station to fill her up. It was the first time in 2.5 years that I was able to get at my car and take it somewhere to a cruise night or something. Everybody was asking for it. So I take the car out the garage. You see, I didn't get to drive it for 2.5 years because my father was sick and he died and he was in Florida, and I did 8 trips back and forth to Florida with my brand new car. And now May 12th, 2025 comes, and it's the first chance I get to drive it. So I take it to the gas station to fill her up and then clean her up because I belong to their car club over there. All right, I'm a member. I go over there to clean the windshield, and I see I forgot to do the air cleaner element. All right, there's 10,000 miles on the old one. It was dirty. I wanted to change it. So I open this up, and 2 guys come up from behind me at just the old Oil City in Old Greenwich, Connecticut, the Patriot Station, kind of diagonally across from the Hyatt. All right. They tap me on the back. Gee, mister, what a beautiful car. What year? Oh, right? So I tell them it's a 64. I turned around. When I turned around, they had a buddy or something that came and stuck the knife in my back and twisted it. Put a couple of screws down my carburetor. Carpenter's wood screws. Had nothing to do with automotive. Wood screws down my carburetor. All right? I'm done with my business there. I start the car up, and I idle all the way through their parking lot. As soon as I had to step on the gas to pull out into traffic, boom, 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 like a sledgehammer in my engine. The screws got sucked in. They must have fell right through into the manifold. And as soon as I stepped on it, the suction, that's what these are. These are air compressors that you're running fuel through. All right, with a spark. That's how you got an internal combustion engine, right? Goes in, gets embedded in my piston face. It bent my crankshaft so bad. I didn't know it. I thought maybe the guy that rebuilt it did something wrong. Let me tell you, the guy that rebuilt this did a pretty damn good job. All right, it was sabotaged. So thank God my insurance covered about 13,000 of it. So it only cost me a couple of grand. So we're in here $15,000 later. Car still won't run right. It went back and forth for 6 months or more. Every time they'd bring it back on the flatbed, they started up, and I could see it's leaking on the deck. I'm like, what? Leaking antifreeze, back and forth. Got to get another appointment. Got to wait weeks for the appointment. Then you got to get the tow truck and all of this. This is how almost a whole year of my life went, back and forth to Greenwich Auto because it kept leaking antifreeze. He kept saying, oh, it's your flange to your expansion tank. Well, the last guy that rebuilt it, the tanks were available. I got a brand new one. How could it be rotted? It was a brand new one. All right? I think this isn't the flange from my tank. He stole the flange from my tank, I think. I don't understand. He charged me $790. So he's telling me it was the tank that was leaking, and I could not believe him. All right? But I don't give a fuck. I'm out of my mind at this point. I want the fucking car to run without leaking antifreeze all over the place. So he sells me on this kit $790. I'll take cash only. Okay. All right. So he gets the kit. I tell him, you take that tank off, you put it in the car. I'll fix that flange myself. He says it's pitted, it's rotted, all right? Which I could not believe because it was a brand new one, not even 10,000 miles ago, all right? And we never changed the thermostat once. It never leaked. So how could it be all rotted and pitted? All right. I used to be a military inspector. I used to inspect shit like this for the military. This guy is so full of shit. So now he sells me on this, and I go, okay. I pull the trigger on it, and he ends up cutting the flange. He says, this is my flange. He hacked my tank. I told him I wanted the tank. He cut it up. They're not available anymore. So he butchered my car. It's not original anymore. It was original. Now it's not. And because he did that, because this used to, the coil went on that tank. All right. So he makes a bracket, and he hooks it up to the lower water pump bolt. I don't know if you can see this, but look. It's loose. Look, it's loose. It ain't even tight. And on top of that, the reason why this thing was leaking, going back and forth, he left a water pump bolt out. He left the water every time I brought it back. How could it be leaking? I pressure tested it. He always says that. I pressure tested it. How could it be leaking? It leaks. He didn't pressure test it, because if he did, he would have found it. He left a fucking water pump bolt out of this motor, that idiot. And then he sucked me into doing this. And I told him, good, all right, I'm paying $7.90 for this. It's supposed to come with a flange. And he ends up hacking the flange off of the thing that I wanted. You can't get them anymore. I can't find one. These motherfuckers. So on top of all of this, missing water pump bolt, this is loose. And he used the lower thermostat flange. And he ground the thing down to barely, not even a 1/4 inch. It's like 3/16. Look how thin that flange is. It's a joke. It's a joke. That ain't my flange. I don't know. He hacked the flange off of my tank, probably used for something else. I don't know why. I paid $7.90 for the kit, for this, the 2 short hoses, and supposedly a flange, so I can deal with my tank at a later date. He cut it all up, so I can't do anything with it now. All right? You can't fix it. You fucking moron. And on top of all of that, there's no grommet here. Now, maybe there wasn't before. I don't know for sure. Well, I'm pretty sure there was. There's a rubber grommet that belongs here, and it's not here. All right? This wire, where it bolts up to your breaker points, was loose. I had to open it up and tighten that up. And on top of it, I'm getting shocked. Every time I stick my hand in between the carburetor and distributor when it's running, I'm getting shocked. So even though he put new wires and new cap, evidently something's no good here. All right, I'm getting shocked, and that's why this thing's running like a piece of shit. And on top of it, it wasn't timed right. I see he brightened up the timing marks on the timing wheel. But when I took the vacuum off, and he had the idle of this thing was over 1,000 RPMs, and he says to me, oh, no, it's got to run high like that. He says to me, are you going to ruin your bearings again? This thing don't put out enough oil at 450, 500 RPM. So he had it revving at like 1,000 RPMs. It was banging when it went into gear. And on top of it, it didn't want to freaking stop. I had to shift into neutral to stop the car. I'm glazing the brakes. This is what this guy did. So now, all you got to do is turn the idle up on these things, and you glaze the brakes like really quick, and they fade fast, let me tell you. With this, they fade really fast. They're great brakes. You got to keep them cool. Once they get hot, you're done. All right? All right, so we got the loose wire inside the distributor. All right? What else? And it wasn't time. I turned the idle down to where it belongs, into the realm of where it belongs, not exactly. You know, it floats around 20 or 30 RPMs, but got it almost perfect. And then I go to set the timing. He had it at top dead center. It wasn't timed 6 degrees before top dead center. It was timed top dead center. So I had to loosen the distributor, retime the car. This thing was running like a big piece of shit on top of all of this. This bracket. I don't even understand how my AC is here. The bracket's missing. He took the brace out. Oh, this bracket's not doing anything. That's how you used to adjust the tightness with the belt. I don't even understand how he got this thing on here and the belt is tight because the top bracket is missing. It's in the back of my car. I don't believe this fucking guy. I really don't. I told him I own a bunch of cars. I got a few health problems, you know, and I need a little help. Maybe you do a good job here. I got another engine that I want to rebuild. 2 engines, actually, probably. All right? Fucking, I ain't gonna give him no work. Nothing. No way. No way in hell. After I had to go through all this, and now I got to tighten that one up there. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable what I went through. And I'm still, every time I dive deeper into it, I find more issues. He said he put the car back the way it came, mostly. I don't know why, though. I see that some of my locks on the other side aren't bent shut. I didn't get a chance to jack it up, well, I did go under, but I didn't look. I forgot to check. I got to check if the ones on the bottom are supposed to be there. Over on this side, this one isn't even bent to the locking position. Or this one. These two aren't in the 2 in the center. 3 out of 4. Oh, all 4, excuse me. All 4 on this side aren't bent. I'm surprised. Anyway, this is my 64 Lincoln, and now the motor has about 20 miles on it since it was rebuilt, and the differential and the transmission got about 5,000 miles on them, and I got like 0 miles on the motor. I got about 500 miles or something on the springs in the back. I don't know. Anyway. Now, who wants to buy it? I might want to sell it, but it ain't going to be cheap. Look at this paint job. Look at this. It was painted right in here. Right in this space it was painted. This car. Anyway, that's it. This is a long video. I've been ranting and raving. And there's other issues, other parts too that he didn't put back on the car, like this here. He didn't put that on. I don't understand why people do this. And then they don't give you the receipt. They don't give you the engine build sheet. They don't give me my paperwork when I've repeatedly asked for it. And last time I asked for it, he threw me out. And I'm glad I had my cell phone camera video option running, because I got that whole conversation recorded and I posted it up. What a bum. I was trying to be as nice as I can. Fuck you, he's yelling at me. Fuck you, get out of my shop. What a fucking bum.